So I don't know about you guys, but and this is a good place to build off of that comment. If this were an ordinary year, and obviously if it were, it would be over at this point. But looking at if it just ignore the amount of time lost and pickup of the season, I would be kind of taking for granted that, hey, Jayson Tatum's just going to continue doing what he's been doing since being named an all-star, and he's that, efficient 30-point per game guy, and like, of course he's going to go and be your number one option in the playoffs when it comes to offense. So I would be taking all that for granted, and I'd be looking at a guy like Gordon Hayward and saying he's your X factor as far as playoff success goes, because it's been an up and down time in Boston. You don't totally know what you're going to get from him, but when he's healthy, he's efficient, he's effective, he's a two-way player, blah, 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 all the things that all three of us we've discussed ad nauseum at points in the past. Given the reality that we are facing, though, where you do have what's going to be basically a 5-month gap between games and 4+ months without any team workouts or anything like that, and now we are picking up where we are. Tatum is more of an X factor to me because, Hayward, you're pretty confident he's going to come in for whatever time period he's going to be there, and he's going to be Gordon Hayward. I know the foot's still bothering him, and that's obviously a concern. That's a longer-term concern as well. You start thinking ahead to next year and opting in on his contract, but it is a concern. But when it comes to success during this postseason run for Boston, could there possibly be a bigger X factor than Jayson Tatum? Because if he's not that guy that he was before the stoppage, what chance do they really have to succeed anyway?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think they're in a lot of ways they're going to go as far as Tatum, and I would say to a slightly lesser extent Jaylen Brown take them. I think those are the two key guys, and that's no knock against Kemba Walker. I mean, he was an all-star, but
Mhm.
I know he's saying his knee feels really good, but I still have a little bit of worries that when he really ramps this thing up and they're playing basically every other day for months on end, with little break, is he going to be able to hold up to that? Is that going to hold true that the knee stays feeling fine? And hopefully the answer is yes, and he's successful there. And then really, other than those three, and then Gordon Hayward, the rest of the roster is filled with role players, very good ones, including Marcus Smart, who maybe is the best role player in the league for what he does. But yeah, it's for me, it's going to be Tatum. And if they're going to go deep and they're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, or even pull an upset and get into the NBA Finals, it's going to be because Jayson Tatum is he's that guy he was post All-Star break, where it felt like every night out he was good for 30 points, 40 points if they needed it. It felt like that was the guy he was really kind of blossoming into and growing into, and that's going to be what they're going to need to make a deep playoff run.